Hello, everybody. Welcome back here to High Button Sports as we get set for our second last game of Provincial Round Robin. And it is a big one, folks. We've got a couple implications, and I'll try my best to articulate those now. So it seems that the two Force teams here going at it. The Force Red, who is actually in the white out there, if they win this game, they are into the finals against the hometown team tomorrow, I believe. And if Force Blue, who is actually in the red out there, if they win, then things get a little more complicated for next game with both teams trying to make that. It depends on the Inferno Blizzard game, like I said, after that. But right now, we'll just see who gets to the end. And the last thing, like I said, Force Red in the white. So up on the scoreboard there, you can see Force Red with the white background, and then Force Blue, who is actually in the red, has the Force Blue name and then the red background. So hopefully that's not too confusing as we will get into it now between the two Force teams trying to punch their ticket to tomorrow morning. And this one worked up the right side here by Blue. Turned over here to Gallant. Gallant for Red, going to work that around the right side. It's going to get back in behind to the blue line, and a quick shot. That one missiles into the right side corner. Carver tries to spin that back around. Gallant gets it back in for Carver. Lifting the puck out. The two teams from the Bedford, Halifax, HRM area over there going at it here in Antigonish. That's sent down for what will be an icing as we get a whistle about a minute and a half in. Face off. We'll head back down the other way here as we get into it. So like I said, Force Red wearing the white, Force Blue wearing the red. Force Red, the team in the white. A win here would solidify their spot, and a win for Force Blue would mean implications for the Inferno Blizzard game immediately following this one. That one bounces off a stick, and it'll come back to Sullivan. Sullivan dishes that across here on the red line, and it'll be sent into the end boards, chased after. Red's going to pick that up, try to move that off. It's instead intercepted and off the stick there. Trying to move that back. James picks it up. James bounces it off the boards. Belen chases after it. Belen, she'll slow down and start to move in her own end. Ricochets off a stick of a hard rushing forward here. Vandermar down the right side. That's steered into the end boards and will be picked up. Trying to go back up that side to McHenry. It's cut off by Blue, and Team Red will be forced to retreat back into the zone. Here on the left side, puck bounces out. That one comes to center on the red line. Trying to put that through. McHenry gets a little pressure on, and now Ford into the zone as Red gets into the offensive zone for the first time this game. Left side, Peverell shot and save made there, as that was a clear-cut chance from the outside. Stopped. Face off to the left. Puck grabbed in behind. Blue looking to get that up the wall. O'Connell picks up and fires that back and around for Berrigan. Berrigan passes it to the right side, and it was right off the stick. Now it's going to be a big pass back to the line. Shot blocked there in front. Spinning around, and another chance there in tight. Still loose. Red back to the line for McKenzie. McKenzie down the left side. Berrigan in around the end boards. Peverell handed that off now. Trying for a chance in front. It just slides to the blue paint, and it'll be picked up by Blue. Blue up the right side here now. Marash. Marash into the zone. And O'Connell with a big hustle back will take away that puck, and now it's turned back over. Peverell shoots that up to the middle, but it won't get very far. Back the other way off a shin pad, and then we'll continue on. Berrigan The left winger trying to catch up to that puck. Peck in behind. A little bit of pressure down low in the zone. Blues start to move it out. Turning the Jets on and looking for a lane on the left side. That puck's picked up by Peck and sent all the way down. Mitchell comes in for a little pressure, but Red able to get to that puck first. Picked up now by DeBay. DeBay has some numbers with her on the right side. Instead, she'll elect to shoot that in. It'll be caught up to on the boards. Gallant down low. Move to the middle. Peck back to Gallant. Shot, tipped, that one in front, rebound, that one nice flush to the post there. Good coverage there by the goaltender. As face-off will be down to the left. Dan, and throw on a little High School Musical. And I know none of these young ladies were born for that, as that was when I was a young guy. Guess those songs are still kicking around somewhere. Back to the point. Tip into the end boards. That's going to play back down to the corner. Trying to feed that out. Exits the zone. Gallant forced to pull back for Red. Gallant up the boards looking for Wagner. She'll feed it in ahead. Carver going to grab. Carver's been a strong defender here for Red. A Red team that looking to punch their ticket here after finishing the regular season 19-3. Now find themselves in a do-or-die situation with one game left in the season. That one moved up ahead, a potential do-or-die. Right side. That puck bouncing around and comes out free for Force. Force blue. Up the right side for Hartnell. Hartnell looking for a lane. Will be cut off. Spinning that around, Ripley. Cut back play. That's bounced off the boards down here in front, Allman. A little pressure in the neutral zone. Carson picks it up. Carson on the circle back, whips that up the boards. Gets down here in front. Try to put it free, but Peverell will pick it up. Peverell gains the red line, and it's dumped in, so chasing after that puck. Berrigan on top of it. A little body contact behind the play to let him go. Trying to go up the wall with it. Ford picks it off. It's into the feet and a free puck there. Peverell shot. Doesn't make it there. Force blue getting hemmed a little bit here. Berrigan into a skate. Ripley will fire it down. There's an extra attacker, Peverell, down low, but wasn't on the stick, and that'll be sent down. No ice, so it means a foot race to it back the other way. Into the end boards. That's picked up. Little chip play. Intercepted just back into a foot. Past the stick. Back to Boudreau. Now up ahead. DeBay. Almost cut off as DeBay brings it back down the left side. That one's going to be in behind. Lots of fans, not by us over in this game, but in those end stands, it seems they've populated too. Two away teams playing as well. Picked up. Mitchell takes it, fires it down, and will change off. O'Connell chasing after it. We're about halfway through the first. O'Connell, lead pass on the right side, gets through some feet back up to Boudreau. Boudreau, cut move, and it's over to the right side. DeBay. DeBay looking for an angle. DeBay in front, shot, and they score. What a goal. That one slipped by the pad. And Force Red will go up one on a great individual effort. Into the back of the net. So 1-0, and exactly halfway through, or just about halfway through, we have our first goal here in the first period. Down the left side, steps in, shot blocked. It'll be in along the end boards. James looking for it. They battle along the end wall hard there. And the arm goes up, and I think that might have been a hold there on Blue. Battling for that puck, just a little too long, tugging on the arm. And 7:10 remaining in the first. We'll head down to the left side, and it'll be PK time. Face off. That one dropped in, and a quick shot right off the draw, and a quality chance. Falls into the left side corner. Now back to Bellin. Bellin down the left side. Over to Carver. Steered into the end boards. Couple pushes. Peverell chases that down into the corner. Pull back play there. Has someone in front. They got the Forest Blue spread out a little bit here on the PK as that one gets across. Berrigan looks for it. So it was a holding call there. Over to Berrigan. Berrigan shoots it through. Carson's going to chase after it. Carson gets to it first. Behind the back play. Nice job there. Open up a little room, and then it's cleared. Good PK, and as it's sent on down, a minute gone in said PK. Bellin picks it up. That's picked up by Allman. She'll try to lead pass. It'll get by a couple sticks in behind. Chased after into the corner. Free puck in front. Steps in. Shot, and that one sent wide. Another good look. Peck up the boards. Back to Bellin. Bellin onto the stick here for Force. Red. Carver, shot blocked before it can make it there. Back to Carver. She'll pass it off to the left side. Step in, shot, steer it in behind. Another chance in front, point blank, and that just goes wide. Missed the mark from in tight. Back to Bellin. She'll hold. Off the boards on the right side there and into the over the blue line. Down the right. Tied up on the post there. Back to Ripley. Ripley exits the zone. Ripley. A little bit of a hit there by James as she comes out and tries to rejoin the play. Rendell on it. Gallant down the right side. That one steered in behind and now hustled after Hartwell. Picked up by Hartnell, who actually is twins with Nora Hartnell, so that was told to me yesterday. Pretty impressive having two twins playing on the AAA team, making it this far. That must be exciting for them. I've played some beer league with my brothers in the past, but I don't think that quite has the same zhush that this one does, so cool for those young ladies. In down the left side, James way down the other way as Blue makes it into the deep offensive zone for the first time in a little while. James around the outside. She'll look to hold on and create something. Back to the line, but a little too much pressure as it'll fall all the way back through. She's trying to cover it, but they won't. Now they'll blow the whistle, and might have been one of the longest holds I've seen back there. McDonald needs a sec, so she'll get it. Mary Kate McDonald, who's in net back there. Picked up. Quick shot. That one ricochets off the end glass. Trying to muscle that one through. Peck. Brought back around. Little lead pass to the right side. Down through the left. Berrigan trying for it. Gets in behind. In here for Force. Force intercepted by Force Blue. Down the right side, Marash. Marash to the middle. Marash shot and a point blank save as the net goes off by an inch or two. Face off. That's on the right side. Sent down to the stick of Carver. Carver will feed it to the right. Looking for that puck. Carver down low. Hands it off. Force. Bounce play there. Into some feet and back and behind for Carver. Up the right side. Ricochet pass. Sent back in. Gallant's going to grab it now. Gallant. Over to Almond. Almond leads that ahead. McHenry. McHenry looks to hand that off. Force. Back to Belin. Turned over. Force. Back in behind for Ripley. Into the left side. That one sent in around to Bay. Circle back to the blue line. Pressure there as it's sent to the right side corner. Trying to jump up for that puck. Back in behind, Boudreau. Is Red getting a nice setup going here. Ripley shoots it on. Rolls up the shaft of his stick. Belen jump up on it, and it's back in behind for Ripley. Force. Red with 1 minute and 34 seconds left to go in the first. Swings that around. Passed off. Jumps back to James. James intercepted as Blue still looking for a way in here. Back in behind for Berrigan. Caught up to. Into the left side. Shot. Stopped there on the doorstep. Force looking to get that out. Hartnell. She'll send that in around. Back in behind for Nora Hartnell. Into the end boards. Less than a minute go in this period. Pass. Moved on out. Grabbed here. Marash skates it in. Marash has it knocked back to Ford. Down the right side. Into the end boards. 19 seconds now. Flipped up to Carver. Carver steps in. Little fake shot off the shin pad of Hartnell. Into the left side. 8 seconds and a chance for one more shot. Instead, they'll go back down to the corner. It'll go all the way back around. Centering pass, not going to make it through. As that one's blocked there by Peck. I got a little stat sheet here for Force Blue and a top defender there, Peck. So with that being said, we'll be done the first period. Back for the second in a moment. All right, we head back to center and get ready to go here. 15 fresh minutes on the clock. 1-0 lead here for Force Red, who's trying to punch their ticket to the final tomorrow morning. Blue trying to stifle that. Carver's going to go back and pick it up. Carver in over the red line. And now the blue. That's going to come back for Peck. Fires it in around to the right side. Gallant steps up. Feeds it on back, though. Blue picks it. Now trying to get some numbers the other way. James hustling on the right side. Back on through. Peck, only woman back. Hits the end boards. In around the wall. That's down to the right side corner. Some pressure in there. Puck comes through. Peck picks it up. Despite being the defender, she'll go for a rush here. Up ahead, using the wheels to work that all the way down low. Ripley getting pressured by Peck. Ripley going to come up with it. Passes that off D to D, and they'll go back. Great play between those two young ladies as they feed it out and get rid of the danger. DeCoste. Shot over the head. And the note I got for DeCoste here is tough as nails. And I think I could believe that. She's been working hard this weekend for Blue. Back in behind for Belen. Defenders, you always got to have a couple on the line that aren't afraid of a little skirmish. Down the right side to Bay with another angle, and she'll be hauled way down into the net. And I think if she was a little more clear, that would have been a penalty shot, but ripping down the right side, it'll do enough to bring a power play. .13:09 left to go here. And the Bay showing some great speed and some great knowledge to cut down that right side, try to find the open lane. And into the box is Hartnell. Now it's the take the penalty to make the play sort of penalty on that one. Probably wouldn't hear it too much from the coaches. There's a good chance stifled, so now you just got to hope your team holds up. That over the left side. Red steps in, shot, nice glove save. Back in behind. Belen keeps it in, gets it down the right side. Peverell gets it to the left wall. That one will take a one hop, though, and they'll be forced to whip that in around. Bramwell. Little pressure out on the line. Falls into the corner. Takes a funny bounce off the boards, and it's moved to the middle for James. Carver, though, will flip it off to the left side. Belen, slap shot through. Rebound in front as that one moves to the corner. Belen, haven't seen too many slap shots. That one had a chance. Carver, she'll shoot it in, and it's a tip puck in behind. Peverell across. It's stopped up. Shot and save. Pushing the goaltender back into the crease, but getting her done. Face off coming. That's dropped in, gets back to the blue line. Step up, shot, that hits the pad. Made it all the way through, and then a bounce as 50 seconds remaining on the penalty. Bend but don't break mentality back here for Metro Force Blue on that one. Put through. On to the stick, spinning, it'll get out to Bellin. Back in behind, Carver feeds that over to the left side. Stick handling in, shot from distance, that one in behind, it's loose, backhand scores! The initial save made, but the rebound was right there, and they make no mistake. And Peverell finishes it off. The initial stop was enough to block it, but fell in behind. And that'll be a power play marker. 11:32 left to go here in the second. And a little impromptu timeout here is they get mixed up on the lines, but we'll take a second. Now getting some more clarification. That's picked up. Picked up Hartnell. She'll start to move it out and get it into the end boards. Chased after. Pull back play, O'Connell gonna get that in around. From the left side, Blue trying to keep that puck in. It rolls up the stick, swinging. Blue could really use one here. Spinning again, can't quite get that on the target. Got to get some momentum back in their direction. In behind. Hartnell. Over to Carson, now back in behind. Hartnell getting pressured down low. Pass across. And now it's fed up through the middle. Picked up, Bramwell. Bramwell now hustling that puck down. Up ahead to the right side. Hartnell trying to pass that to Bramwell. The heartbeat, one of the heartbeats of this Force Blue team. The forward had a great game yesterday. That one comes down to the boards here near us. Park getting some pressure. O'Connell, nice behind the back play there for the open stick, and they'll feed that up ahead. That was sent on down, and it'll be covered up. That was Gallant who made that second pass on that nice play. Picked up down the left side. That's sent in along the end boards. Bounces off a funny bounce there on the wall, and that'll be freed up for Red to bring it out. Force Red down the right side. Just spun out of it, passed off, and now it'll be picked up by Blue. Randell runs right into the feet and will be stopped, but it's still alive. Back for James. James shoots on, trying to get something working in the right direction. Gets back into the end boards. Hartnell chases after it. That will be an icing. Haven't had too many icings here the last little bit. And just a couple facts here when we got a second. Emerson McClellan, granddaughter of Annie Ganesh legend, actually. Alan Crash McClellan, they say. So cool for her to be playing in this barn and in Annie Ganesh. Shot goes wide. That's back out to the line. Shot, not going to make it through. Picked up by Peverell. Peverell passes it. It's through some feet, and they'll hustle after it. Into the end boards. That one's grabbed by Nora Hartnell. She'll pass it across as Force Blue. We're approaching halfway through the game. They're down 2, trying to get a win here. Hartnell into the middle. Force gonna pick it up, pass across. Back to Ford. Ford to the outside. Ford down the right side. Ford spins it on, but it's fed off into the end boards. Picked up. O'Connell shoots it in, ricochets off the stick. Peverell back to the line. Shot into some shin pads. Bramwell in over the blue line, just alive, but then it falls off the stick on that move, but it's still into the corner. Good job there, Marash. She'll play it to the middle. James, wide open shot, rebound on the right side, and another chance, and by far the best chance here for Force Blue so far. That one got free for a clear-cut shot, but the save made. It'll be down on the left side. And a hug by Carver there to the goaltender, Olivia Doyle. A well-earned hug off a fantastic stop. Down the right, Peck. The defender all the way down in the zone. She'll spin. A little pressure there on the end boards. Looking for Bramwell. She can't quite fish it out, so it'll be sent to the corner for Carver. Picked up, sent down. Will it have the legs for icing? It will. So 7:14 to go. Back down to the left side. Halfway through this game and halfway through the period, and it still remains 2-0 for Force Red. That's picked up in on the half wall. Force Red turns it over back to DeCoste. DeCoste shot, steers into the corner by the goaltender. Easily tracked on that one. Played down. Pushed on through. Carver is going to pick it up. Carver on the left side, in over the red line. Carver flips it down. 6:36 left to go here in the second. DeCoste hands it off. Flipped up through the middle. Back to Randell over to Allman. Allman, she'll start to spin it out. It's a free puck there for Bellin. Bellin's not afraid to shoot. She'll shoot that one right into the back of a leg there. James gonna circle down around. She'll go down, and that'll be a trip. And it'll be a power play coming, and good hard work and play there by Molly James, whose father is a coach here for her team. 6:10 left to go in the second. Face off to the left. So now a chance here. 2 minutes in the box for Allman, and that'll mean power play time for Blue. It's 6:10 to go in the second. We'll head to the intermission after this. And a little discussion with the refs there. Puck dropped in, and we're ready to go. Picked up along the end boards. That one fed into the right and quickly dumped out, and they're going to cover it again. The second time they've taken the cover. Mary Kate McDonald. Face off to the right. 1:44, so only 16 seconds killed off there. Puck dropped, and it'll be sent back to Peverell. She'll keep it in the offensive zone. They're down a number, remember. Be careful how many players you send deep into the offensive zone here, shorthanded. Hartnell hands it off. That was Mary. Gets it over to her sister, Nora. Sent back. Peck. Peck up the right side. Oh, and a collision there with the liney, and she'll go down hard, but right back up. Oh, and then right back in. Rough down there on the boards. An intense game out there. Lots on the line here at the end of the season for these young ladies. That one moved into the blue paint. Fished out of there. Up the wall, and a good clear. 5 minutes left to go here in the second, and 47 seconds in the penalty. Up through the middle, that's touched through. Hartnell starts to move to the right side, and it's fed in behind. Gallant whips it up the boards. It comes on out. Back to Carson. Carson hands it off. Bramwell in over the blue line. Bramwell steps up, doesn't get much on that shot. Ford instead will pick it up and shoot it down in near the end boards. Isla Carson here for blue. They're looking to get a breakout down the left side. Black's going to bring it in. Black in over the line. She'll shoot, blocked as it rolls up. Back to DeCoste. Bounces off her stick. Down here to the right. Ullman looking for a lane. Ullman off on the break. Shot. Rebound. Scores. And a 3-0 lead out of the box into the net on the second effort. 3:52 and Force Red in control. Back to center. That's picked up. Shot into the end boards. Trying to chip that in behind. Puck goes up left side. That one fed ahead. Into the zone and down the right. Backhand spinning around Mitchell. A little pressure there on Bellin. Allman picks it up, brings that in. James knocked off of it. Tried to feed that on through the middle. Now point blank chance, but it's steered into the end boards again. Now back to O'Connell. Steps in, shot, save made. 3 minutes to go. Face off down here to the right. Shot, doesn't make it through. Picked up, 2:50 to go. Sullivan in over the blue line. Down the left side half wall. Back out to center. Oh, and then that one stings the hand of Marash, and it'll be back into the zone. 2:35 now. In on the end boards. DeBay has it in the feet. Fished out there. Tried to backhand that through. Into the right side corner. Back to Bellin. Bellin to the middle. Pass off. Ripley with a shot through traffic and steered aside nicely there by McDonald. Sullivan down low. DeBay with it. DeBay. Back to the blue line. Ripley, big shot through. That one off the mark as it'll fly into the right corner. Hustle play down for it here in front. Ripley, they're on top of that. Pushed on back. That's down the left side and behind. Bellin. Bellin up the boards for Peverell. Slides off her, the blade of her stick and in behind. Ripley. Peverell now with it. She'll circle it back. 90 seconds to go here in the second. 3-0 lead. It was a power play for blue, but that turned into a right out of the box goal for red. Down here in front, Hartwell will have to slow up. We got a whistle. Down and behind. Into the right side. Less than a minute remaining here in the second. They feed that through. That bounces to the corner, and they'll chip it up from the corner. Swinging stick there, free chance in the middle here. Forward point blank shot is kind of a defensive lapse there. Back to Gallant. She'll shoot it through, won't make it all the way there. Backhand, can't get it out there as Mary Hartnell went for that one. It's in the end boards. 30 seconds. From the corner. Grabbed in near center. Black into the feet. Berrigan bounces that. Now trying to pick it up on the other side. Player down. 10 seconds to go. Way offside there as did a little bit of an electric slide through in over the line. Oh, and they're trying to get a little change in here late red, but won't go. Puck dropped in there, down the left side. Force red, late backhand with 1 second to go. And that will do it and take us to the end of the second. So 3-0 commanding lead for red after two. We'll be back for the third shortly. All right, everybody, back here for the third and potentially final period here between Force Red and Force Blue. My name's Jeff Werber, and on the call, happy to bring you the action all weekend long here for the U13 AAA Female Provincials in Andy Ganesh Arena. And with that, we've got a quick icing. Oh, sorry. Oh, my goodness. Face off here to the left. That one picked up. Gonna play it down into the end boards. Try to move that back to the blue line. Picked up. Great shot. That one except hits off a arm and drops down. So it's gonna be a real push here from Blue to try to come back in this game. Red can see the finish line. Down the right side, James amongst the corner, comes back through. O'Connell looking for it. It's handed off, little bounce pass there. Try to flip that on. Loose there, DeBay grabs it. DeBay started the scoring for Red, and now she'll continue down the right side. Back in behind, Peck. Peck has to put a little pressure on. Shot hits the end wall. Comes back out, trying to go for a skate here. Peck ricochets off the boards, and it'll be in behind. Marash with a little pressure. Marash down along the wall. Hartnell trying to get that through. It'll be stepped up, pushed on down. Carver. Over to Boudreau. That one offside. Randell will touch it, so it will be a whistle here with about 2 minutes gone. Face off coming here in front. That's grabbed and sent to Bellin. Bellin down the right side. In over the blue line. Bellin all the way down to the right side corner. She'll pull back. Bellin in on the end board. Centering pass. It's in the feet. Swiped at. Trying to center and still loose. And they tried for a cover down there, but puck's still alive. Back to Ripley. Ripley has to step up a step here on the left side. It'll get through. Forward back over. Randell brings it out for Blue. Passes out to Mitchell. Mitchell, nice little bounce pass to herself, but Ripley goes and cuts that off. Down in the zone, Ripley moves it up through the middle. They're in the neutral zone now. Pull back. Berrigan. Back down to Carson. Up ahead, Force. In over the line and down the middle. Carson. Carson to the left side. Steered in behind. Wagner in along the boards, trying to go to work for Force Red. Two Force Blue players battling to keep that in the offensive zone. It rolls on through, and no one down there in front, so it'll be easily covered up here. A couple minutes gone in the third. 3 to be exact. As we head back to the benches. That's dropped in. Hartnell shoots it. Nora Hartnell shot on and looking for a rebound that time, and we'll get the cover. Last game of round robins will be coming up following this one. Blizzard Inferno. Not sure if there's going to be anything on the line necessarily for that one, but it's the last game of the year for those young ladies. So, you know, we'll be giving it our best up here in the booth, and they'll be giving it their best on the ice. Season to be proud of, making it all the way to the provincials. Mitchell down around. I had a brother who actually Played AAA and AA growing up, and he never made it to provincials until his third year of U18, his last season of hockey. So whenever I see some of these younger folks out here, it's nice to see that they get this experience nice and early, and the excitement playing in such a big tournament, trying to get a win. So it's great to see everyone out there, despite there only being one winner. Down the right side, that one into the end boards. Picked up. That one's fed off into the corner. Carver steps up on it. That pass slashed down in the zone. Backing around. Bramwell looking for a lane shot. That one will go to the right corner. Has had to do that on the fly. Couldn't pick the mark. Back in behind for Gallant. Gallant lead pass. That one comes out near center. Grabbed across. Boudreau slows it up. Now start to wheel out the other way. Peck into the feet. She was alive for a second, but it would have been tough to pull that one off as Carver got a good stick on it. Wrapping around. That jumps the stick of Peck. In behind. Now a chance, Berrigan. Toe drag. Tries to deke her out, and a good job by McDonald to stay square. Makes a solid stop there. Down here, back to Peck. Gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to find Randell, who's up there a little further as offense crucial here for Force Blue. So whatever it takes to send someone up ahead, try to get for that friendly bounce to go your way. Back along the end boards. Poking at it, trying to go up the wall. Force, Red, Almond into the boards there. Trying to knock that back through. Little lead pass, doesn't quite get there. Force Blue now. Gonna be a foot race for it. And the speedy Peck down the right side. Peck shot too high as that one's harpooned into the end glass. Picked up now. In behind DeCoste. DeCoste will circle around. Over to the left. Play up through the middle. Hitting the end boards, McKenzie. Kicked back to the half wall. Shot, trying to get that through, hits a shin pad. McHenry now for Red, gonna move that out. Force Red into the zone. Almost halfway done our third period here. Down and around. That one's picked up and now cut off. Sent down for what will be an icing call. 8:28 remaining here in the third. Face off to the left. Down here, puck dropped in. Down low in the zone, trying to pass that out in front, point blank chance, but it took a second too long with that puck before letting the shot go. Fished in behind. Hartnell trying to go up the wall with it, in amongst the feet. Morash now with it. Morash. And way offside there from Bramwell, and we'll get a whistle. Puck up the right side. Burst of speed, trying to get that through. It's swept into the side for Ford. Back in behind. Can't get that free. Back to Peveril. Ripley, shot blocked. Backhand. Out of the zone here to Bellin. Bellin pulls back. Fanned on. Bellin. Select to fire it off the end boards back to Ripley. She'll be in the right side corner, getting pressured now. Exactly halfway through the third. Trying to poke it back in behind. Peck staying flush on the wall. Shot off a shin pad. Trying to move that through back to Ford. Ford picks it up. Ford, lead pass. That's behind everyone. Peck chasing. Into the end boards, and we'll get a whistle. To the right side. 7 minutes flat left to go as the time's ticking away here for blue. Puck shot, that's going to roll up. Will be covered. Little heave away comes on as they bring the Nova Scotia Spirit to our second last round robin game. That one fed through. Looking for a lane up the left side. McHenry. Haven't been much offense by either side here in the third. Hits the end boards. That one's over to the right wall here. Trying to put a little pressure on. Wagner keeps it in though. McHenry fires it back. Grabbed here. They moved up by Ruby Sullivan. And our fun fact about her is her dad drives a Cybertruck. And she is electric is what it says. So fair enough to that. We did see one Cybertruck out there in the front of the Antigonish Arena. That's the owner. 6:13 to go here in the third. Face off on the right side. Into the glove and out of the glove. Force red up the right side. Poked back down and behind. Now tied up near center. They're going to fish that out of there. Down the right. Into the zone. Bramwell. From the corner. Gets cut off. DeBay. DeBay. Hustling out of the zone here. Hartnell looking for the cutoff. Boudreau. Boudreau steps in. Shot not going to make it, but a rebound. Backhand. McDonald steers it aside. She hugs the post. Back to Gallant. Gallant in around to the opposite corner. Boudreau feeds that down and behind. Scooping around. Back to the blue line. Shot. Push to the corner. Carver. It's in the feet. Boudreau spins that back down around in the down low. Under 5 minutes to go here now as Red hemming force blue in their own zone. Try to push that to the middle. Carson. Carson over to the left. Force blue. Up over the blue line. Shot off a shin pad there. Moved back to the middle. Force blue. Looking for a lane through. Bramwell shoots it. Hits the end board. She'll chase her own puck. Stick lifted there as it's still loose in front. Down the left side. Good effort. Backhand. That's pushed aside. Back to Ripley. Ripley feeds it. Peverell passes in front. That's cut off. Force blue now. Try to pick it up and go for a skate. There's Peck, but she'll run into a wall, and Berrigan will pick it up instead. Back to James. James. In along the end boards. On the right side, into the back of a foot. Comes back through. Mitchell putting some pressure on Bellin. Gets out to Sullivan. Sullivan into some feet. Bellin. She'll pick it up. Into the end boards. That's going to take a funny bounce right back out in front. Starting to move now. Up the right. In over the line. Player down. They'll continue. That gets him behind. Peverell. Sorry, Hart. Nell will pick it up. Looking for a lead pass. That pass was on the money, but Belant all over it. Allman now down the right side. Allman was the latest goal scorer in this game in the second period. Picked up now and going for a skate. Big hustle down the right side. Pulling back. That's dropped in behind for McKenzie. McKenzie. In around the end boards. Try to flip that through the middle. Poked at. Hartnell. Carson shoots and scores. And they're on the board here late. As we'll head back to center. 3-1 with just over 2 minutes to go. And a nice shot that makes it pretty deep down. And now they'll call a timeout. We'll be back in a moment. Back to center, and a breath of life here from Blue as they're trying to see what they can do in the last 2 minutes of this one. Now it's a 2-goal game. Sent back down the other way. We got an empty net now. That'll go all the way for an icing, so under 2 minutes. Face off here to the right. Puck dropped in there. Little collision near center. Peck picks it up. Fires that back into the zone. 1:46 to go. Net is empty. Down the right side. Hartnell trying to muscle that forward. Into the feet there. O'Connell gets it to DeBay. DeBay hits a stick of Peverell, and then it'll head out. Time ticking off the clock. Precious time. No icing there either, as they battled all the way down through. Force Blue over to Hartnell. Hartnell down the right side. It's in behind O'Connell. O'Connell starts to move. Over to DeBay. DeBay in over the line. DeBay sees an empty cage, and they finish it off. And Force Red with 1 minute and 2 to go. We'll make it 4-1 on the empty net, and a good effort here late, but it'll fall short. Picked up down the left side. Sharp angle shot, so now we're into the final minute. Chipped in behind. Metro West Blue up ahead. Back to Ripley. Picked up in behind for Carson. sent down, and that one will go for an icing. 37 seconds remaining. Face off here to the right. Flipped into the middle. 34 seconds now. Picked up. Sent in behind. Rimmer grabs it. 24 seconds, Boudreau. Boudreau on the half wall. That's fed down. We'll go into the end boards. 13 seconds now remain. Up over the back into the blue line. Connell, shot slowed up on the right side. Back to Sullivan. Bounce pass there, and that'll take it to the end. So Force Red with a big victory here, and they will finish 3-1 in the round robin. And that will do it for us here between the two forces. 4-1 the final score. We appreciate you tuning in.